bring up onto the stage now. We have a presentation that Anna Williamson is now going to present for us. Anna, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark, for that very honest feedback there, with your own family. Good evening, everybody. Are we all well? Yes. Good. Well stated, I hope. Excellent stuff. Well, first of all, I just want to say a huge thank you once again to Rachel and, of course, to Sasha for this wonderful evening. If you wouldn't mind a quick round of applause for the girls. Thank you very much, girls. And it was from meeting these lovely ladies that has sort of ended up bringing me here tonight to speak to you. They not only helped me get wedding perfect a few months ago, which was great, but we have a mutual interest in Mind Charity. My name's Anna, and I do a lot of work on the telly. I present some telly programmes from kids telly a few years ago, right up to sort of daytime stuff, and I've recently been presenting on Big Brother's spin-off show, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, was exhausting, and I'm delighted that it finished last night. I'm also a very avid campaigner for mental health, and I'm an ambassador for Mind Charity, as Mark said. We all have physical and mental health, but which carries the most stigma? Sadly, that is mental health, and it really, really shouldn't. 1 in 4 of us will suffer from a mental health issue at any time in our life. Now, let me tell you, mental health does not discriminate, okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't care what gender you are, what age you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care about your background or what side of the tracks you were perhaps born, how privileged you were or not. Anyone can be affected, and in particular tonight, we remember Sasha's lovely brother, Spencer Henderson, who tragically is no longer with us after bravely battling with his own mental health as well a few years ago. I am also one of those 1 in 4. 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with GAD, it's generalised anxiety disorder and panic disorder. My diagnosis sadly took way longer than it should have done, and that was because, quite frankly, I couldn't identify what I was feeling and indeed why. I was presenting a network kids TV show at the time. All I knew is that I felt emotionally stressed, partly as well due to a very toxic relationship, not my current one, I'd like to point out. Work stress, I felt very lonely, I just felt ill and I was constantly on edge, and I just had this daily feeling of dread and fear. It was like I was living through a fog. Even choosing what to have for dinner would actually cause a panic attack right at the height of my condition. It really was that serious and sensitive. It actually took me 6 months of suffering alone, locked in my own battle of panic and anxiety and fear, not knowing what on earth was going on or indeed why. My life was great. And trying to cope and function as a normal human being, it basically took me that long to reach what I affectionately call meltdown day. And thank goodness it came. It all got too much, something blew, and it always does. And it was thanks to a very kind colleague who I was working with at ITV that just took that 1 second of her day one day to stop, look at me, realise something was fundamentally wrong with me, I hadn't slept for about 4 days, and asked me if I was okay. It really was as simple as that one kind sentence and question that made me finally break it down, let it out, and ask for help. And fortunately, I'm delighted to say that I have never looked back. I got the help that I so desperately needed back then. So on to Mind Charity, who I'm delighted to say is sharing some of tonight's proceeds, so thank you to all your generosity so far as well. It really is a truly necessary and vital service for everybody. Like I say, it doesn't discriminate, age or anything. It is often the first port of call for mental health sufferers, just to find a sympathetic and empathetic ear. And often, and I know this myself, often that is all that is needed. Just a place to chat through feelings and gain the appropriate advice and support and signposting. But the service does provide help for all stages and symptoms of mental health as well. We all have mental health, just like our physical health. But sometimes, like our physical health, it has a bit of a blip from time to time, and we need to give it some TLC and understanding in order to help us be fighting fit again. It is nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about. So whether it be stress, low mood, anxiety, postnatal depression, schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, I could go on. Mental health covers an enormous umbrella of condition. So let's not let anyone suffer in silence anymore like I did. We know, and I know this also now as a counsellor and as a coach, we know that early intervention and the right resources are absolutely key, such as charities like Mind, in helping people get help quickly and effectively. Due to the increase in demand over the last 18 months, maybe it's because of the increased media reportage, which is good, Mind actually cannot cope any longer with the demand of calls it is reaching. It cannot actually cope with 50% of the calls that are coming in, that people need that help there and then. We need to keep this information line open and staffed, and we need to train more people to be able to take these calls. And we need the funds, and we don't want anyone to suffer alone anymore. So finally, I just wanted to offer to you, as a counsellor myself, what could you do to help your own mental health today and tonight? One of the things I always say to people is just take that moment, like that colleague of mine did those 10 years ago. Ask your friends, your loved ones, people you work with from time to time how they are. And here's the key thing, listen to their response. Don't just ask it and walk away. Find out actually how they are. Do they need to talk? And also give yourself some me time each week as well to relax and recharge your batteries, not just physically but mentally. And thanks to the girls, I've got the Balcony Spa. So that's it from me. I just wanted to say a huge thank you on behalf of everybody at Mind. We are working tirelessly to destigmatise mental health. So thank you for giving generously tonight. That's all for me, but I'm going to finish with just a few words from Mind Charity itself. Thank you very much.